So far we've mixed all the ingredients together and we've made the little tapioca balls and we're putting them in the water. So we're just gonna we've already washed our hands, don't worry. Dump those in there. Please be careful. We're going to strain the boba balls, and this is what they look on. We have to add some more water to this. And we're going to kind of just rinse the pan and rinse these so they kind of cool off faster. And then we're going to boil this water. Okay. And we're going to boil this water so that we can make our syrup. So this, we're just kind of going to swirl them around. They don't really swirl. And if you look, they're like jelly. They're really hot, but yeah, they're jelly. Oh, cool. Okay. Here's the mixing spoon. So now while this is starting to come to a boil, we're going to put a tablespoon of sugar and a tablespoon of vanilla extract in the mixing bowl to make syrup to put them in.
How about tripped?
There, what is this one? Okay, so this is about 2 tablespoons, and since we doubled the recipe for this, we're going to double the recipe for this. So, it's 1, 2. Now we're going to wipe this off. Looks like 2 tablespoons, right? We're going to wipe this off, and then we're going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Those look nasty.
Okay. And that's 2 there. So now we're just kind of going to mix it up a little while we're waiting on the water to boil. So we're going to put about a cup of water into our little vanilla extract sugar solution.
And a cup, about a cup, because you don't ever measure anything.
Notice I said about a cup. And we're just going to kind of stir it until it dissolves. Okay, so now we're going to dump the balls in there. Okay, now you're kind of going to stir them, kind of make sure they separate. Okay, now we're going to put them back in the pot and we're going to let it boil. We're going to pour a little of this water out because we have too much.
Now you don't have any.
You're not supposed to have much, Maddie. And then we're going to bring it to a boil again. And then after that, we just get to pour it on ice. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're just going to take it right off again, and we're going to let it cool down, and then we can pour it over the ice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and drain the extra water out from the ice. It's kind of sitting here for a while. We'll drain the rest later. Okay, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this over here, our little syrup with our boba balls. We're just going to pour it, because I'm looking. We're going to pour it over the ice.
And what does this ice do?
The ice is going to melt, but it's going to make it into like a really sweet treat. So you kind of stir it around, and then what you can do is you can put it in your tea, any herbal tea that you like, and you don't have to put sugar in it because this will be in there and it'll sweeten it. Okay, so now this is where the pH comes in. what we're gonna do is we're gonna test to see if vanilla extract and tapioca flour are an acid or a base.
Jordan. Y'all, you can see Jordan say, shut up.
Okay, so we've got that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some tapioca flour in here, and then we're gonna dilute it in the water.
You're making a mess.
I know.
You could have done that a way easier way, hon.
Well, you're over there. Well, I wasn't gonna ask you. Okay. Now we're just gonna add enough water that
Distilled water acts different than
that's
you
what
might want to do regular water.
we're gonna go ahead and use the regular water. And you're gonna pour just enough water that it's gonna become diluted. You're gonna get your stirring rod. Is it boiling? Stir it.
You can finish this before you can do that.
Yeah. Okay. So we've done that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dip the litmus paper. Just
You're
all
not going to dilute your vanilla.
We're just gonna get 2 strips. That's 1 and 2. And we're just gonna dump it, and we're just gonna drop it in there. Okay. And now we're gonna pour it out. Gonna hold the paper. Ta-da! So I'm gonna just set it in there. It floats. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna answer your questions, and you're gonna tell whether they're acids or bases. This one's more bluish and this one's more reddish, so it's up to you to decide which one's acid or base. There.
Okay, now let me get a close up of them.
Oops. Hold up.
Let me get that white paper.
You can tell the color difference.